Hello miners, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to take a look at the steel wheel Lanner. I plan on shooting 3 videos today on the Lanner, the intrigue, and the cut jack. I'll shoot the intrigue on top of that one and the cut jack on top of the other one. That's how I'm ranking these knives, even though the price is not according. So we got a D2, kind of a black stonewash kind of a blade. I believe this is the F35M. They make this in 2 sizes. G10. We got a nice back spacer, a decent pocket clip. It works. It's not deep carry. The lockup on this one is inconsistent. So right now it's good, and when you first grab it, it seems like them bearings are kind of not slick or something, and you'll get a sort of a weak deployment. Let's see if I can get it. Well, that's not it, but even here. Okay, so we're there, and then that's what happens if you're not careful. So you got to watch that. Make sure you get a good flick and a acoustic sound. There, now we're locked up. So decent action. It runs on bronze washers. So, and a nice finger choil, and we'll go over that. And I do have a knife in mind I want to compare it to show you guys the ergos. And we got some decent jimping. It doesn't run out there very far. Some recessed or nested liners, so that's kind of nice. Okay, well, stick around. We'll show this off inside. Okay, and we're inside with the steel wheel Lanner. So as I mentioned on the trail out there, I said the pocket clip is good, and I actually kind of don't necessarily agree with that. After I was carrying this one in my pocket, and I mean in the pocket, not with the clip, because the texture on the G10 does make it catch. In fact, most of the steel wheels that I have will do that. But nice lanyard hole, or excuse me, nice back spacer. No jimping here. We did open it up out there. I mentioned the issue I was having with the lock on this. So, well, let's get that wiped off. We're going to go ahead and take, and what the heck, I got something on here. Can't figure that out. All right. Get that wiped off there. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut some paper, shall we? Okay. Oh, don't have my Far Side jokes with me. Sorry about that, guys. All right, super. Yeah, all the way through. It's nice. So you guys might know, I believe Steel Will is an Italian company, but these knives are made in China. Pretty sure about that. We'll get back to the designer here in just a second. See how we do with the foam peanut. Super. Old Rusty likes to see that. Took her clean off. So, someone said, I don't know if I believe them, that the steel wheel knives do a convex edge. And that's different than the V edge. That's more, instead of coming to a point this way, it's going to be rounded to a point. And those can make for sharp knives. Now, I don't know if this one has one, but I do know when I resharpen it, it won't, because I'll put a V edge on there. I can't do a convex by hand. So, got the jimping up here, little type of a sway back, and we have this extra swedge coming down to a point. Pretty nice point there. The designer of this knife is Anton Tkachenko, And if you guys don't know Anton, he's the Russian that almost beat Rocky in Rocky 3. So, no, okay. I'm not sure who he is. I Googled him. He has another knife, but I haven't heard of that. So, what do you got for comparison, Rusty? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's hard to find one. Remember, we're looking for G10. We're looking for this finger choil. This comes in D2 steel. And I went with this one after I got the cut jack, because I really like the cut jack. I'm going to bring out this one. This is the Olight O-Knife Drever. So we got a lot of the same. We got G10, we got a colded blade, we got this finger choil. We got N690 blade steel. Now I'm going to show you something. When we move up in this position, okay, I am at the second knuckle there, and I'm not in any danger. I'm not on that edge at all. I got that little sway right here in the blade, and this thing ergonomically is fantastic, guys. This knife is so underrated. I paid $60 for this. I paid $69 for that. You can probably find a used one for less than $60. Going to the second finger, and what do we got there? Yeah, I got some of my finger on the edge. There's just no way around it. I have to back off, get in there. And the ergos are not as good. So D2 and N690, between the two, I would take N690. D2 does probably outlast it for corrosion resistance. Not, excuse me, for edge retention. But this one's going to be more corrosion resistance. I did sharpen this one up, and I will tell you, it came to a burr quickly. And we got her sharp, I would say. Yeah. Old Rusty's kind of happy with that. That steel wheel's pretty good. And this one came sharp from the factory. But it did sharpen up quickly, and nice thin blade. So action on this, false shutty. I mean, this is very, very fidgety knife, but that review's not about that one. It's about this one here. So what do we got here? My example came with a weak lock, inconsistent. We talked about that. It does have, I think, nice action. We saw that at the beginning of the video. And I wanted to tell you guys something else. Can't remember what it is right now. So maybe I'll put it on the very end here. Thanks for checking out the video. Hey, I remembered what it is now. One of the differences between this one and this one is this one has caged, I want to say, ceramic bearings, and this one has phosphor bronze washers. And if you're going to use a knife, carry it in your pocket, use it as a work knife. A lot of people prefer the washers. The action's not as fidgety, but doesn't require as much maintenance and or cleaning. So I haven't taken this one apart, and it's stayed centered, and the action's pretty nice. And believe it or not, I haven't touched this other than to swap a pocket clip. It stayed centered. It hasn't backed off. The pivot has also stayed there. Very unusual for a knife from the factory. All right.